Now, there is no doubt about it that many actors, producers, directors, writers, and comedians are getting way too involved in politics, some of which, by the way, have backed out of it, others of which are doubling down on their agenda, and really have no plans of taking a step backward and really staying silent. And those of which have a lot to do with Will Ferrell, and among others like George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Jimmy Kimmel. The list goes on and on as we head into February of 2025, which is going to be a very interesting month, by the way. We'll have a lot more to talk about. All of these different celebrities really doubling down on their agenda, getting involved in politics that are really just way out of line, and also getting involved in projects that really do promote DEI. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, we know that Will Ferrell, alright, of all people, he got involved in a political commercial that completely backfired on his career, and a lot of his loyal fans really want nothing to do with him anymore. Not just the fact of how he got involved in that political commercial, but also how he appeared at the LA Kings game as Buddy the Elf, looking very disheveled, looking very messy, and just angry, quite frankly. And after that, he made a series of comments really criticizing Americans and criticizing those that are opposed to his politics. And here he is again, going on yet another rant about the media, about those critics against the media and Hollywood, and it just gets worse. So let's jump into this. Now, what's interesting about Will Ferrell is that we know that he has no plans of stopping with all of his nonsense, all of his illogical comments. So with both the media and Hollywood now officially in shambles since November the 5th, one monumental development that is now active involves more to do with actor Will Ferrell, after receiving so much backlash where he went on yet another rant about the critics toward Hollywood and the media. Now, Ferrell delivered the following: I think that we are not dealing with honest critics right now that are against the media and the film industry, and that we are dealing with nothing more than opportunists who are soulless and really don't care about the lives that these actors in this wonderful industry give up. It takes hard work and dedication to be an actor, and we are seeing so many critics right now blaming us for getting involved in politics, which is just wrong, and trusting in the media. I keep seeing this trend on X that they are the media now, and it's the most childish thing or saying that I have ever seen. No, the media are programs like CNN and MSNBC that hold actual journalists. When you are a comedic actor like myself, you really need to give an open stance. You need to be very open with your audience. Now, I have given out my political views, and I will admit I have lost fans and even loyal ones, and I think that was done out of misguided people that really believe the media are selling them lies, and that entertainers should not get involved in politics. It's a warped view as far as I see it. The media is the face of truth for this country, and for those to ridicule channels like CNN and MSNBC, I think is the epitome of the behavior coming from most Americans right now. I think the critiques against the media need to stop, because it is eating away at this country. Social media platforms like X should not be a part of the media. Never, just never. And I have made my case many times. I have no regrets saying this, but media should always remain on channels, or as some like to call it, the legacy media, which by the way is run by hardworking Americans who want to deliver the truth. So guys, let me just stop here for one moment. Basically, what he is doing here is that he is endorsing and supporting those like Sunny Hostin, those like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, which by the way, he has labeled them as one of the top sources of news, top sources of those embedded in the quote-unquote media. Will Ferrell loves them. What's even more, revealing is the fact that Will Ferrell is really propping up channels like MSNBC and CNN, which were way out of line when it came to their overall view on politics and their rhetoric and their overall view on world issues, and how everything really just led to this point where a lot of Americans, a lot of those around the world, quite frankly, were just fed up. They were tired of all the nonsense and all of the lies that were being spread and forced down people's throats. And here you have Will Ferrell defending the media, which, by the way, is going through a financial disaster and multiple ratings failures, mind you, through ABC to MSNBC and CNN. the list goes on, and it's gotten to a point where a lot of these CEOs, like Bob Iger of Disney/ABC, is trying to fix programs like The View, programs like the Jimmy Kimmel Live Show, and others. But Will Ferrell, yet again, he has no intention of stopping with his rhetoric, with his overall stance on politics, and that just goes to show you that a lot of these actors don't really care about the normal, everyday working people, right? That's basically what it boils down to. So he goes on to continue. So for me, to, of course, support that. If it's going to cost me fans, so be it, because we can't rely on user-based news on platforms like X that are controlled by Elon Musk. Politics is very important, and I do advise many entertainers continue to get involved, because unlike the typical American, we have a large platform that might as well be used and a large following that needs to be established. We can reach out to so many people to change the outcome, and a big part of that comes into play with the media, which gets a ton of flack for all the wrong reasons. They tell it like it is and deliver the truth. There are many deniers out there, but as an actor and comedian who has been told several times to just back away from my issues with the critics, I have no plans of backing down, and neither do many of my peers in this business. I will continue to support the media on television and radio for where it belongs. It doesn't belong on social media, and this constant trend of blaming celebrities for getting too involved in politics, I think is just another form of projection. This month is going to be a crazy one, and I'm not looking forward to the 20th. So, right there at the tail end, it goes to show you that Will Ferrell is coping with the fact of what looms on January 20th, right? We all know about heading into a new era is really just rubbing these celebrities the wrong way. They are really getting bent out of shape out of it way too much. I say go outside, get some sun and touch the grass. I mean, that's what these celebrities need to do at this point. But interestingly enough, Will Ferrell, alright, has lost, and this is a true fact. He has lost so many dedicated and loyal fans, and he even actually acknowledges this. And there's a reason behind that, right? He really did not need to make that crazy, wacky political commercial. He didn't have to go that far. And that is really what started it all. And look, there's a lot of people that have differing opinions on the guy, saying how he was never funny, or he was never really all that funny in his movies, or whatever it may be, commercials. And look, I'm one of those guys, alright? I'm not really a big fan of Will Ferrell, never really was. Step Brothers, yes, was the one exception as far as I saw everything, maybe Talladega Nights. But besides that, really not a huge fan of Will Ferrell at all. And he is one of many actors that should never get involved in politics, that should never get involved in anything that's gonna backfire on your career. And I've said this way too many times, but a lot of these actors, writers, directors, producers, the minute you drag politics into your career, it's game over. Comedians are an exception, right? And I pointed this out. Comedians are an exception because there are political comedians out there. And there's many of them, by the way. So they have that scope that they can actually, explore with their material. But when you're dealing with actors like Will Ferrell, you just don't go there. You just don't, especially if you have, these comedic movies, throughout your entire career that date back decades. But overall, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.